Welcome back to another episode of Gun Hunter U.K. So I've been over to Ratworks this morning, dropped some bits off that I needed to drop off. Whilst there, I noticed that they'd had a delivery of a new stock. Now the Ratworks and LP have been working closely together and they've brought back the Fusion stock for the DRS platform, the FX DRS platform. Now the FX DRS platform is a really well versatile platform. Basically, if you follow it, you can get the tactical stock, the walnut stock, and now they're offering Sabre tactical options for PRS, bench rest, things like that. So as a platform, DRS seems to be amazing, we'll see. But working with LP, the Ratworks have brought back the Fusion stock as a crossover target hunter stock. So they'd had that delivered. It's the prototype version. I've got that here. So this, I believe, is the only one in the country. It's a beach stock, fully adjustable. It's been Cerakoted in super grip. So that's a ceramic Cerakote finish. And I've asked if I could bring it home, try it. I want to see if it crosses over into the pest control world, hunting world, and review it. And they said yes. So whilst I was there, I also nabbed the FX DRS from the shop. This is the Ratworks shop rifle. So I started off filming this review and the review was absurdly long. So what I've decided is I'm going to break this review down into 3 parts. So we're going to have the introduction specifications of the stock, which is this part. Then we're going to have the conclusion overview of the stock, how it feels, etc. But it's not just going to be my word for that. I'm going to enlist some help for that as well. So that'll be part 2, and part 3 will be the pest control side of it for me to see if it'll cross over, etc. So stay tuned, guys. We're going to do the specifications and overview of the stock now. We'll have a look at it and then we'll move on to part 2 of the review in the next video. Cheers, guys. Right then, let's have a little bit closer look at this stock. I'm going to talk you through it from the rear to the front, weights, etc., so you know what crack is. The most important thing to realise really when looking at this stock is every single shape that you see on it, every little bit of detail has got a function. It's not there to make the stock look pretty, it's there for a purpose. So I'm going to talk you through them purposes. I'm going to show you a little bit more detail than you need to know really, but I'm going to show you it and I'm going to tell you the reasons behind it. Most important thing to realise is Lucas is a craftsman, but he's also a shooter, and he takes inspiration from other shooters. So he's always asking questions of shooters and always trying to better his predecessor. This stock's been around for a few years and it's changed. The design of it has changed throughout them years, and it's changed through user input, which is one of the most important things for me. So I'm going to show you this stock from the rear to the front, design features, etc. like that, and explain a few of them to you. We're going to start with the butt pad and the metalwork on the butt pad. So the butt pad can move up, down, and it can tilt left and right, so it fits you perfectly. You can get it to fit you perfectly. It's held in by 3.5mm torque bolts. The outside of the butt pad is individual to the stock. So when Lucas is making these, he fits the metalwork to the rear and sands it with the stock by hand. So when he's finishing the stocks off, when he's sanding them, he sands them with the metalwork in situ, so that fits absolutely perfect. There's no deviation whatsoever. It fits that stock. It is 1:1 to that stock, and every single stock that he does is done the same way. It's finished by hand. The outside of the metalwork is glass beaded rather than sandblasted or anodized, because he's found that over the years, people that have got these stocks and the metalwork that he's made and attached, if he's sandblasted or anodized it, over the years it gets marks. Glass beading creates a really smooth but ever so slightly more textured finish. If you was to catch it, mark it, move it, it doesn't show so bad. So the outside of the metalwork is glass beaded for that purpose. The inside, the plates that face each other are sandblasted to create an absolute perfect seam between the two. So they weld to each other perfectly. So there's a lot of thought gone into that. You wouldn't know that by looking at it, but there's a lot of thought gone into it to get the perfect finish on the metalwork by hand sanding it and then glass beading it instead of sandblasting it or anodizing it to ensure it's future proof. The cheek piece metalwork, not the cheek piece itself, the cheek piece metalwork. You've got upwards and downwards adjustment, and you've also got twist adjustment on it. You can also tilt it, thus meaning you can get the perfect weld to your face. You can get the perfect cheek position from it. That metalwork, again, is glass beaded, and it's done for the longevity of the piece. He doesn't want it in a year's time, you know, with a little bit of use, a little bit of knocking about, as we all do. Marking, it's done for the longevity of the piece. Now, I mentioned before the 3.5mm torque bolts. This is also held with 3.5mm torque bolts, and it's done on purpose because what is found in the past is people like me that are a little bit heavy-handed. When I used to fit the wood screws, you'd get the occasional user that, through their error, over tightens it and ruins the socket. Now he uses 3.5mm torque bolts because they're easier to get tight and they're not going to ruin the sockets as readily. But for that person that does over tighten, it's really easy to take the 3.5mm torque bolt out and replace it with a 4 or a 4.5mm torque bolt without any other modification whatsoever, without having to send it off to the stock maker and incur extra costs. You just take them 3.5s out and you put a 4mm or a 4.5mm and it's good as new. So he's trying to future-proof it and idiot-proof it, if you like, against people like me that like to over-tighten things. So the cheek piece itself is a very low-profile cheek piece, and personally I absolutely love it. I genuinely absolutely love it. The only other cheek piece that I've found through all the stocks and things that I've tried, all the stocks and rifles, etc. I've tried pretty much everything out there. The only other one that come close was the HFT 500 or the S510 Ultimate Sporter Laminate, which again tilted and pivoted, and it was so comfortable. But what I found was it's a very deep cheek piece. So with people like me with a slightly round face, if you want to say that, you can get a very good cheek weld, but it's not perfect. It's 96% there. With this, hand on heart, 100%. For me personally, 100%. I got on that so good. I managed to lean it over a little bit and then twisted it, and I can actually get right behind the scope and I can get the perfect cheek weld every single time. Again, from talking, this is something that he's learned from talking through to other shooters, and the designs evolved over the years, and it's come to be this, and it's a very low profile, perfect cheek piece. The hook shape in the back of the stock, that is a design feature. It obviously looks aesthetically good, but it's more there for function. So over the years, speaking to shooters, he's developed this, and as you can see, it tapers as it comes towards the grip. So if you're shooting off a shooting bag or a bipod, you put a bag behind this, a small bag at the back, and use it as a bag rider by sliding the bag back or forward to get your desired elevation. It's also there because when you're shooting off of a bipod or a bag, you've got your hand on the grip and your free hand naturally migrates to the rear of the stock to hold it steady. Well, that hook allows you to hold the hook and plant the rifle into your shoulder, getting a more steady hold. So the grip itself, this grip's been developed over a number of years. He's worked in conjunction with many shooters from around the world. So basically, when he's developing this grip, he's taken measurements from various shooters, big, small, medium. He's come up with a very happy medium right in the middle, and honestly, it genuinely is one of the most comfortable ergonomic grips that I've held. Genuinely, absolutely love it. In conjunction with the grip, you'll see that it's a very blocky rear to the inletting. Now, that's done on purpose because on a lot of custom stocks, you'll have a thumb groove which forces your thumb to go into one position. So Lucas didn't want that. He wanted it to be, you know, very usable, functional stock. So he made a thumb bridge, what he calls a thumb bridge, and he describes it himself as blocky. But what that allows you to do is your thumb can go round to the opposite side of the grip and sit in the well, or it can come over the top and sit where it is most comfortable. Honestly, it's hard to describe a feeling. I'm struggling to describe the feeling of it, but when I've got that in my hand and my thumb goes over the top, my thumb naturally migrates to its most comfortable position, and that blocky part that's slanted forward, it's got that angle on it, allows my thumb to migrate to its most comfortable position, and honestly it makes for one of the most comfortable holding stocks that I've ever shot. We've got the integrated trigger guard. There's not much to say about that. It's functional and works very well. We're going to break the front of the stock up into two sections. So we're going to, as you can see, it steps just about here and comes a little bit deeper. So this front bit is the front beaver tail or handhold, and it's absolutely phenomenal. Honestly, again, he's taken measurements from around the world, from the average shooters, and he's come up with the average size, and he's found a happy medium. So it's flat on the bottom, so should you be shooting HFT or FT, you've got your hand under there, it helps you find the center, and it really does. Honestly, it really does. Also, I don't know if you can see it, I will show it a bit more closely in later in the video, but there's like a groove that runs up here. Now that groove, whether it's ambidextrous, it's on both sides, so whether you're a left or a right-handed shooter, when you hold the stock, your thumb naturally migrates up the side, and that is a thumb groove, and honestly it just sits so comfortably in the hand. Like I said before, it's hard to describe or sell a feeling, but the feeling of that in the leading hand, whilst you're holding the grip with a thumb bridge in the rear hand and your cheek is in exactly the right place, it's phenomenal. Honestly, it's hard to sell this feeling or describe it and tell you, but it really is probably, well, no, it is, it's the most comfortable stock I've ever shot. It really is, and I was worried about it, but it genuinely is. So the front part of the stock, again, it's flattened. This is for bench shooting, HFT, FT, etc. When you're butting up against the stick, it just gives you that extra purchase to find your center, and it fits beautifully. And everything on this stock is designed for a purpose. It's not there just to look good. It's there to aid the shooter. Right, so we've gone to the back to the front. I think that's all I need to tell you about. Oh, no, sorry. The coating on the gun is done by Cerakote Customs at the Ratworks, and it's super grip Cerakote. So it's there forever. That rifle is not going to flake or peel or crack like the old BSAs did with the plasti dip. That's there forever. It's a ceramic based permanent coating. It's like powder coating, so it's Cerakoted. Very durable, just wipes off, so you can take the rifle into the field with complete confidence that it's not going to you know, pick up all the debris and swell into the wood or anything like that. It's very, very, very usable. Right, so now we have gone from the back to the front. I've shown you everything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fit the DRS in it, and I'm going to show you the inletting. So, I mean, that's a very specific thing that I want to show you for a very good reason. So bear with me. We'll put the rifle in the stock and then I'll show you what I mean. Right then, we've moved the original stock out of the way. We're going to offer the DRS up to the Fusion because I wanted to show you the inletting. There's a very good reason for this, which I'll explain in a second. So bear with me. Let's offer this up, and there we are. are in place, and as with the standard stock, it's a single bolt, and that's everything butted up nice and tight, as you can see. So, inletting. When we first got this rifle at the Ratworks, everyone was concerned about a POI shift through the air pressures. Because the barrel's wrapped in the cylinder, they was worried basically that the barrel had tension differently through the different pressures, and it had caused a POI shift. So what they done is they took it out of the stock, they clamped it into the milling machine, perfectly horizontal, and then they put a gauge on the end and they filled it up and they shot it down, and there was no change whatsoever. So it worked absolutely beautifully as FX had described. Right, so the thing that I wanted to show you with the inletting on this is that it was done with this in mind. So I have a piece of card here, it's not paper, it's heavy gauge card, and I just want you to see what Fusion stock offers is a fully floating cylinder and barrel assembly when it's set up, which is very important, very important, because you can rest that stock anywhere you want with absolute assurity that it will not affect your POI. Every single part of this stock has been designed purposely with a lot of forethought and a lot of shooter interaction. Guys, I suppose I made an error in that overview video, and I just want to put it right. Rather than refilming the whole thing, I thought I'd just tag this little video on the end. It wasn't so much an error, I just negated some information which I didn't really know at the time. So when I talked about the wooden trigger guard, I just skipped over it. I says there's nothing to say about that. Well, there is. I'm going to pop a couple of photos up here now, which you'll see. Now, they're not of the Fusion stock, but they are of a pistol grip type stock like this. And the weak point of these stocks is this pistol grip. So when it was springers, people tend to let go of the cocking arm and it'd snap the pistol grip. It'd fall over, snap the pistol grip, as I believe happened to the one in the picture that I've just shown you. The point of the wooden trigger guard is to actually brace the front to the pistol grip, therefore strengthening it. The original Fusion stocks, when Lucas made them, didn't have a wooden trigger guard. This is a later feature that is added to strengthen that pistol grip, therefore reduce the risk of it breaking. Okay guys, I just needed to put that one right. Thank you.